Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we're talking everything pop culture, and today it's time to continue with our comic book discussion of the WCW comic book. Now this is issue number 7 and it's titled Going Uphill Both Ways. Now in the last issue, Sting finally got that WCW title back, but here there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff going on. So let's begin this discussion. Alright guys, before we even start this comic book discussion, I want you guys to look, as soon as you open this page, who's advertising in the WCW comic book. That's right, there's a WWF video game, LJN, Steel Cage Challenge, right at the front. I guess they were trying to get those advertising ideas into the WCW fans at the time to come over and play their video game. We get right into the action as Cactus Jack is battling it out with Ron Simmons. Calling the action for this match at ringside is Jim Ross and Missy Hyatt. Jim Ross says that this match between Simmons and Jack is a pinfalls count anywhere match, which is right up the alley of Cactus Jack. Jim Ross says how Cactus Jack is on a rampage ever since losing to Sting, and Ron Simmons is now paying the price for Cactus's rampage, taking a beating outside of the ring. As Simmons is laying flat out on the hard concrete floor, Jack continues his punishment with a flying elbow right into Ron Simmons' upper body. Ron begins to make a comeback with a questionable low blow that might get him in trouble in a normal match, but since this is a falls count anywhere, those are perfectly legal. Big Ron hits Cactus with a big boot and says, "Cactus, you don't scare me. I can get crazy too. I can get nuts." Ron hits Cactus with a battering headbutt, which sends him flying into the crowd, causing the crowd to scramble for safety. Jack is crashed into the metal security barriers. Now for a normal person, they might be in agonizing pain, but for Cactus Jack, a broken back is glorious pain. Jack turns the tables with a boot to the face, then a chair shot to the head, but only gets a 2 count. Simmons gets back up and whips Cactus out of the arena and sends him crashing into the concession area. Cactus treats Ron Simmons to some popcorn first, and then some refreshing soda over the head. With Ron being served up some tasty treats by Jack, he's now down on the ground and Cactus is able to get the 1, 2, 3. After the match, Cactus tells Missy Hyatt that he has not forgotten about the Stinger. Coming out to ringside, being led by Paulie Dangerously, is Ravashing Rick Rude. Now he's got a cake match set up with a jobber calling himself Neanderthal Nell. The Ravishing One lands a punishing atomic drop, and just as he sets up the Neanderthal for the Rude Awakening, he says, "Are you watching this, Sting?" with Rude getting the easy pinfall. Now in the ring, Paulie brings out the rest of the Dangerous Alliance. Being frustrated with Sting and the Steiners holding the world and tag team titles respectively, Paulie has a solution for the group. A woman comes out carrying a box, and as Paulie opens the box, he takes out 4 title belts. Rick Rude is now the Ravishing Champion. Bobby Eaton is the Beautiful Champion. Arn Anderson is the Champion Enforcer. And of course, Steve Austin is the new Stunning Champion. Paulie has declared war on the rest of WCW. Jim Ross says that WCW will not recognize any of these titles. Missy Hyatt defends Paulie Dangerously that with his team winning the War Games, they should be getting more title opportunities. Paulie tells them both to be quiet, that they don't need the fans or WCW's titles. Backstage in the locker room, Cactus is getting ready to get all cleaned up when our mystery man Max shows back up. Jack tells Max that he's a backstabber that never paid him for his last job, but Max tells him that he has another job for him. Jack tells him that he paid the price for the last job of getting suspended after the Bruise Cruise, and he never heard from him or the Ghoul after that stint. Max tells Cactus that the Ghoul prefers to lay low. Max shows Cactus Jack a big stack of cash and says that the Ghoul will make it worth his while if he takes out that poster boy Sting. Max tells Cactus that Sting has an interview coming up, and this would be the perfect time to put a hurting on the Stinger. With the wad of cash in hand, Cactus takes the job. Missy Hyatt introduces the WCW champion, Sting. The Stinger says, "I have proven that if you work hard and play fair, all your dreams can come true." Jack makes his way to ringside with a shovel and says it's his dream to beat Sting senseless. And that's exactly what he does, with a shot to the head with the shovel. Cactus sends the Stinger flying outside the ring, with the little Stingers pleading with Jack to stop. But the madman from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, continues his hurting and lays a crushing elbow drop on the Stinger. Jack leaves the ring and says to the crowd, "There's your champion now, kids. Look at your precious hero." And he gives one more bang bang as he heads out. Backstage, Sting is being looked at by the doctor and says that everything is fuzzy. Jim Ross says that if Sting can't defend his title within 30 days, he'll be stripped of his title. Sting tells the doc he can't remember who he is. The doc says he probably has a concussion. Sting says that the last thing he remembers is getting hit in the head, that he has no recollection of his past, that he probably has amnesia. Sting asks the Doc to tell him who he is. The Doc tells him that he is Sting, the WCW champion. Sting asks who he is. The Doc says that his name is Max. Sting then asks Max to help him with his memories, to tell him about WCW and who are his enemies. Max, up to no good, tells him that everyone is his enemy and that they are all jealous of him. Sting asks if there's anyone he can trust. Max says there is one man he's admired and respected. On the last page, we see that Max has manipulated the Stinger into believing that the Ghoul is his oldest and dearest friend. Alright, so the Stinger's had to overcome a lot in these past 7 issues, and now he's got amnesia, and it looks like he's going to be teaming up with the Ghoul. Not sure where they're going with all this, but I guess we'll find out, because in issue number 8, we've got Sting back on the cover. He's battling Cactus Jack, and it's called Wish Upon a Star. So guys, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for that future comic discussion and all things pop culture.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.